Hey, Grant, you see this?
No.
We just had two trucks just cut us off. We had to slam on the brakes not to hit them.
That frantic call from pilots comes just weeks after a runway collision at LaGuardia Airport had a deadly outcome.
This time, this was at a different airport in one of the nation's busiest airspaces. A near miss narrowly avoided on the taxiway, another nail-biter that has the flying public on edge a little bit.
So what happened this time? Chief Transportation Correspondent and pilot Mackay Beeler weighing in. Mackay, what do we know?
Oh, boy. All right, well, this time it was a close call, thankfully resulting in 0 injuries between a Frontier Airlines passenger jet and service trucks at LAX. Now, according to ATC audio, a Frontier pilot alerted ground control that 2 trucks, as you just heard, cut them off, forcing the crew to brake suddenly. Now, the service vehicles cut in front of the Frontier jet as it was taxiing. The pilots managed to slam on the brakes just in time to avoid a collision. Now, you'll remember a previous accident in New York, this was March 22nd, involved a fire truck that crossed a runway in front of an Air Canada regional jet as it was slowing down during its landing roll at LaGuardia's airport. The crash destroyed the cockpit, resulting in the deaths of 2 pilots, with over 40 people injured or hospitalized. While the LaGuardia accident was a deadly collision, the LAX incident is similar to a runway incursion, but in this case, it happened on a taxiway.
Okay, Mackay, using the term that runway incursion.
Right.
Explain what that is for our viewers.
Right, so that involves a runway. This was a taxiway. So the FAA defines runway incursion as any occurrence at an airport involving the incorrect presence of an aircraft, vehicle, or person on the protected area of a surface designated for landing or takeoff of aircraft. In other words, it's when a person, plane, or vehicle is where they should not be on the runway. They don't have permission or authorization or clearance.
Everything is so meticulous at an airport. How does it even get to this? How does that happen?
You have to focus and you have to concentrate, and perhaps there were a number of things. Confusion, not paying attention, miscommunication, someone not looking out the window perhaps, or listening to the radio, or not even on the radio. Maybe an air traffic controller not watching close enough. It boils down to lack of situational awareness. It could be distraction, fatigue, overworked, tired controllers. We're not saying that was the case here, but there are so many factors that lead into kind of disorientation. I'm not paying attention. I'm where I shouldn't be.
Okay, so, I mean, you mentioned a lot of things. How can we avoid this? Is it really just like locking in and, I don't know, paying attention? Or are there other things?
It's paying attention. It's also maybe remedial training.
Okay.
So as a flight instructor, I always teach my students, pilots, if you're not sure where you are or about a clearance, ask ATC, have an airport diagram. Where the folks in the truck, they came off a service road and went right on the taxiway. Were they not on the radio? Did they not know they should be on the radio? So they're going to get some remedial training more than likely. Are they listening to the proper frequency? Their head needs to be on a swivel. We need to look outside and not be distracted looking inside. So you have to have your head on a swivel. Yeah, you have to be focused and paying attention. We call this a sterile cockpit. Now, it's different in the car, in the truck. I don't know what happened there. But sometimes you hear about airplanes or where they're not supposed to be. Sterile cockpit means we're only talking about the flight and what goes on with the flight. We're not talking about eating at Cracker Barrel.
And Mackay, quickly remind us, because you told us back in March when we had this accident at LaGuardia, you got ATC who's controlling the airplane, the flight traffic.
Yes.
And then there's another controller that's working the ground crew, right? So those two have to agree on who takes priority, right?
Something else too, at these larger airports, LaGuardia and LAX, they have a ground proximity system where vehicles should have transponders. So they have a signal, and in the tower, they can pick you up on radar. So the fire truck at LaGuardia, it's reported it didn't have a transponder. It should have. So when it's dark, and sometimes places at the airport, it's hard for the tower to see. So they want you to have a transponder on. Now, these service trucks and vehicles, they didn't have a transponder, according to reports. So it's hard to see at night, and there are some places where the tower cannot see you.
There's going to be a blind spot here and there,
That's exactly right, Jason.
All right, Mackay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.